Hello and welcome to another episode of Guys Talking About Things. My name is Connor. As always, I am here with Joe, Kevin, and Connell. Gentlemen, how are we?
Hey, what's going on?
I'm all right.
I'm doing well. Not too bad.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So, we got a bit of news this week. As usual. Got some weird news pertaining to something I hold near and dear to my heart. This little show called Wandavision. Not sure you guys ever heard of it. It's not a big deal.
Oh, I know this news.
No, it's not a big deal.
Evan Peters.
The show, yeah, not a big deal.
Evan Peters, who played Quicksilver in the Fox X-Men movies, has joined the cast of WandaVision.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
The best Quicksilver.
Wait, they didn't get the other Quicksilver back, really? I guess he's not the Quicksilver.
Well,
Nah.
he's not going to play Quicksilver, in my opinion. We don't know what his role is. I highly doubt he would be playing Quicksilver.
Well, I mean,
I'm going to go with Quicksilver.
He died pretty quick, so he can't be that good at Quicksilver.
I
No,
mean,
because-
if he died
No,
quick,
that's
it's Quicksilver.
MCU
He is pretty
Quicksilver.
quick, though, right?
He did really good. He was really good at being quick in his death.
Because this is Fox Quicksilver, so I highly doubt they're going to bring someone in from that universe, even though he was a fan favorite. I just don't see it happening. Aaron Taylor Johnson, who played MCU Quicksilver, he said we probably won't see him again anytime soon, but there have been rumors of, there's been leaked things from the show of audition tapes for two little boys. Oh my God. Who are the two little boys? Vision and Wanda have twins, in case you're wondering. Spoilers. Talking about their uncle. And who else is their uncle? That would be Quicksilver. So I think we probably will see MCU Quicksilver back.
But different actor.
But no, I think it's going to be Aaron Taylor Johnson. I think he's just playing coy. They don't like saying what they're doing. There's Marvel snipers out there. But I think Evan Peters will probably end up playing the villain of the show, whoever that may be.
What?
He's a pretty good actor. He's on American Horror Story now.
He was such a good
He was
Quicksilver.
pretty good on American Horror Story.
Yeah, so I think he's got some good chops in there.
I
think they're only going to be doing one.
Show.
You think they're only going to be doing one villain for the show?
I mean, we really don't know much about it. I think it could be, I don't know, because ideally in my head, the villain would be Mephisto, who would then lead into Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness, since they mentioned Scarlet Witch would be in that movie and WandaVision would directly tie to it. So that would just make sense for me, but I don't know, especially since Doctor Strange 2 is kind of very delayed right now. So
Yeah.
So who knows?
It's going to be
Wasn't-
amazing.
Wasn't the whole thing with WandaVision is it's all in her head? It would be kind of weird for there to be a villain in it, right? Like, what isn't
Yeah.
like
Well,
is
there's
it supposed
someone
to be
else,
her utopia?
someone else pulling the strings, and it's not like we know nothing about it really.
Yeah, true. That's just speculation, right? Based on comics.
It's just her powers in the comics are reality bending. She can change it to her will. So what we've seen, it makes it seem like that every episode is a different sitcom, and she's making like an ideal life for her vision. But there's also people who could be pulling the strings, like Mephisto in the comics. Really hope no, it was Mephisto or Dormammu. Someone crashed their wedding. That happened. That was bad. So
Dormammu, I've come to bargain.
there's that.
Best villain. Or best wasted villain.
I mean,
in the MCU.
I think we'll see more Dormammu.
Best movie.
Dormammu's
He wasn't killed, right? He was just
He was just sent off. He was just so bored
He's still
of being
just
there.
chilling in the dark dimension. He's just
He literally didn't even do anything into him. He just bored.
He got so tired of Doctor Strange that he
Yeah.
left the theater too.
Thank you for that. Speaking of WandaVision, WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and Loki are all expected to resume filming sometime in July. That's not officially confirmed, because nothing's confirmed anymore. But Paul Bettany canceled an appearance at a Comic-Con in Florida, so I don't see how it's happening anyway, with the other thing going on right now, but because he said he had filming for WandaVision to do. So yeah. WandaVision's probably only doing reshoots as they wrapped pre-coronavirus, but Falcon and Winter Soldier had 2 to 3 weeks left. Loki
They did
was
finish that.
Loki
They
was
finished
only
that
in the first few
easily.
weeks. But
Did they
also,
mention
Falcon
it-
and Winter Soldier has to be wrapped, ideally, to launch sometime in August, because it has not yet been delayed.
I can't wait to see that.
And they've filmed backwards, so the first episode is not done.
That's so stupid. Why would they do backwards?
The locations, really. It's like you don't want to mess with the sets and wherever you have to be. It's just easier to do it all in blocks.
It's
That's the
just it's
general
all
reason, at least.
schedules. Yeah, it's just the way it works. You know.
I used to
Okay.
think TV shows and movies were filmed chronologically.
Like, they never are. I don't think that's a thing they do at all. I don't know if like maybe some movies do it, but it's a waste of resources at that point because you have to move between the sets and it's just a whole mess.
It's all just whichever's easiest. They're lazy. Whichever doesn't cost. What's
Yeah,
the cheapest?
what's
you know, it's
cheapest?
just yeah. Keep it on track with the MCU. J.K. Simmons, who surprised us all in Spider-Man: Far From Home, reprising his role as J. Jonah Jameson, has said that his contract lists that he has 2 other films. But he also said they might not use him, but he's contracted for 2 more Spider-Man films. That's pretty cool. I like that.
I mean-
He's just there.
They got to use him if they're gonna pay him.
They don't have to.
Yeah, they're not paying him if they don't use him, but he signed a contract for 3
Oh.
movies.
I thought that meant he just gets paid no matter what for the movies he's supposed to appear in.
No.
Fair enough.
Little other Marvel thing here. The superhero Hercules, also like Greek god. He's not a god, is he? Demigod.
Demigod.
Yeah,
Demigod.
but he's a Marvel superhero. He's rumored to appear in an upcoming Marvel film. My guess would be Eternals, as that's kind of just makes sense to me, but I don't really know.
I mean, we know about only a few, right? Like Shang-Chi's coming out still, right? When's that about? Is there like
It's May of 2021, I think now. It was supposed to be
But that-
February, but now that's Eternals. I think it's May next year.
that wouldn't fit in with anything though? So I'd imagine it's Eternals the only one that really makes sense because the rest of them are
It could be
continuations.
something that hasn't been announced or whatever, but yeah.
True.
But it's normally like in the studio talks to the comics. So normally if you see a superhero get like a new costume or get like his own run or something, like a year maybe or 2 years before he comes out in a movie. So like he just got a new costume is what I'm saying. Hercules just got a new costume in the comics. So like that's a little possibly maybe hinting towards that.
Oh, so it's very, very unconfirmed.
Yeah. No, there's no official announcement of anything. Warner Brothers. Let's talk about Warner Brothers.
Snyder Cut.
I don't have
What?
anything about the Snyder Cut right now.
Hashtag release the Snyder Cut.
Warner Brothers has made the 2019 film Just Mercy free to stream on all major platforms for the month of June. I watched it the other day. It's pretty good. I enjoyed it. It's nice to see that it was free. Following that, Paramount Pictures has done the same for the 2014 film Selma. Also seen that. They're both very good. I would
A
recommend that.
push.
A push, yes. DC Comics. DC Comics kind of sets some waves today in the comics industry by cutting ties with Diamond Comics distributors. Diamond is the largest comic distributor and generally had a monopoly on the market. So that news just broke this afternoon. It's kind of crazy. A lot of small local comic book stores don't know what they're doing, as it makes it very difficult for them to order single issues. But
So wait, what are they? What did Warner Brothers say what they were defaulting back to? Was there another company, or are they just
yeah, they're doing Penguin Random House. You know, you've seen that logo around.
Penguin? Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna do
Every book.
all like graphic novels and all like collected issues are gonna be through them now. And then there's 2 other smaller companies that they're gonna do through for like single issues and stuff. But it just makes it that actual like comic shops have to make an account on all these websites, and then they have to do the individual orders. Like the current, if you have a pull list at a comic shop, it's through Diamond's website, which I have a pull list for one DC comic, so it pertains to me. You have to do it on a new website now, and it's a lot more work for these comic stores that have been out of business for a while now too. So and apparently the way DC is handling it, they gave them a very short window to sign up to the new service if they want to get new comics for next week or whatever. So as I think it's 2 weeks before Diamond is done. But
Did they say a reason for why they did that? Like, is there a reason to cut off Diamond?
I don't think they said one, but it had a monopoly, and I saw a lot of people who were actually happy with this news, except for like the comic shop owners, but no one likes a monopoly.
So you think it's probably just because they didn't want to keep the monopoly running?
They're probably getting a cheaper deal. I mean, that's probably the actual, like, they figured since they went around Diamond to start printing comics, because Diamond wasn't open yet. But I think it's open now. Yeah, we mentioned that previously. So I think they probably found it's cheaper to go this way and then said goodbye.
Fair enough.
Keeping on track with DC, Patty Jenkins, who directed Wonder Woman and has directed the upcoming Wonder Woman 1984, said that she turned down the opportunity to direct a Justice League film in the past because there was too many characters for her, and she didn't want to get it all messed up. I respect that, you know.
There is a lot going on in those movies.
Yeah, and if you're not Justice League,
what Snyder Cut?
So you just didn't listen to what I said.
No.
Okay. Cool. You guys know this little company called AMC Theaters?
Well, not anymore.
Yeah, they're not doing too good. You know,
I remembered them.
Yeah, they said that they can't predict when they'll reopen, and it's a question if they even will. They have substantial doubt of whether or not they could actually remain in business, and it's the country's largest theater chain and will be a huge hit to the industry. It's my personal, it's my favorite chain. Really like AMC. It's gonna really annoy me if they close.
What? If a lot of theaters close, what do you think would happen on like movie release? Like, are people just gonna have to buy them online and then watch them?
You still have Regal. Regal's big. You know, it's not as big as AMC, but you still have a big chain.
There are other chains like Regal.
Yeah, but like, what if
we have that here?
What if like all the theaters can't come back from this?
Then it's going to be direct.
Well, I should say AMC was already in some financial trouble this, so this just hasn't helped.
Yeah, it's probably going to be like a one-time rent for like movies will just come out on some platform online. I don't know how they'll do that. Maybe that'll be in the new company, like an online movie theater almost, and you rent the movie once.
Yeah,
watch it that way.
But you pay for a ticket type thing.
Yeah, like right now, I believe you can do it on demand for some.
There are people doing that right now. Like, I got an email watching some movie. I can pay $6 and I have 3 days to watch this movie.
So then, who's to stop the people from just getting a group of like 10 people and just watching a movie like that? Like, they're gonna lose out on so much money.
That's why it's not financial. That's why big studios aren't doing it.
That's why
like,
it's not a thing yet.
Yeah, it made sense for Trolls World Tour, so all the little kids could watch it 1 billion times, but it doesn't make sense for Wonder Woman 84 or Tenet.
Yeah, and especially you got to remember, not only does that like make it so people can have multiple people watching the same movie for the one price, you can also screen record, and you can then
they make it difficult. Like
that's like pirating.
If you
pirate it, is my point.
Record.
If you've tried like screen recording Netflix or something, it doesn't work. It
doesn't let you.
Yeah. So Kevin's tried.
Yeah.
You could set something up.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like if the second a movie comes out on digital, it's out there. You know, like so. But it's just it's the industry moving forward. You know, they got to figure out a way around that.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like why can't AMC just downsize? Like, wouldn't that make more sense as a company? Like, let's close X amount of our locations, and we gotta
after
cover.
This, who's really gonna want to go to a movie theater anymore?
Even speaking of that,
the stigma is just gonna be
perfect transition. Thank you, Connell.
You're welcome. I read your mind.
Because our representative of the National Association of Theater Owners, also known as NATO, when they talk about that in history, that's what they're talking about. has said they expect 90% of the global theatrical market to be open by July 17th in time for Christopher Nolan's Tenet.
Oh wow!
Personally,
But still,
I don't see that happening.
I wouldn't go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Well,
everyone's
I don't think
gonna
a lot
be
of people will go.
masks on. You're gonna have to. It's gonna be like, I can sit here and then you can sit 3 seats away from me, and so you're gonna get half the people in the theater. Like it's just you're not gonna. It's not.
And also,
it's gonna underperform.
Make sure people stay apart too, right?
Yeah, it's gonna underperform, and there's gonna be a lot of people who just aren't gonna go. It's not worth it because they also said, well, this was in Ohio, maybe, I don't know. Some state said that movie theaters are starting to reopen and they have to abide by the same rules as restaurants, which they said no self-serve food or drink. So that means the Coca-Cola freestyle machines.
Aww,
I love the
vanilla
Coca-Cola
Coke.
freestyle machines. And you can't get food. How are you supposed to eat without taking off your mask?
Well,
Yeah.
doesn't
So-
this not really affect the movie theaters themselves, just the films? Because movie theaters make all their money off of the food. Well, I guess the food also is now an issue, but the ticket selling is not an issue for
Well,
theater.
no one's gonna go. That's
No one's
the
going to
thing.
go, and
People
you
would go.
Yeah.
you're
No.
not getting full theaters.
No.
Like the movie's going to underperform, and movie theaters pay to play the movie.
Yeah,
Mhm.
true. So I mean,
What they're paying to keep it open is gonna end up not coming back as revenue.
Yes, so it's a
They're just gonna
I
keep on
think-
losing money.
you have to delay Tenet until December, and that's going to be no movies until December. I think that is the safest. And
I just wonder
who knows what December will even look like. So
I just wonder what the future of like movie theaters or movie theater experiences go. Because again, going to digital is so bad for everybody in that chain, except for the consumers love that because again, we could
Great
we
for the
could sit
consumers,
down,
but-
pay $5 and all watch a movie together that would have cost us 20 otherwise, you know.
And then what's gonna happen to movies? Are they just gonna get worse because they don't have the money to put into them?
They won't have the budget.
Which
I
Good
wonder.
question. We'll
This
never
is-
know. Well, I mean, we will, but in the future.
In due time.
yeah, I don't want to know about this. This is not something I love. The movie theater experience. You know, it's something I hold near and dear to my heart. So
Way too expensive, but yeah.
hey, you know, you gotta budget. You gotta budget it. Actually, side note about AMC losing money. I did I was a member of the AMC A-list program for 2 months pre this whole, you know, thing. And it was very worth it for someone who goes to the movies once a week. But AMC lost millions of dollars launching the AMC A-list program.
Really?
And then they only just started making a profit right before this.
Oh, so it was. They've
So-
just been on a. That's why they were so unlucky. Like
They
maybe
yeah.
without that, they could have.
What was that anyway? You just paid.
You pay- it was like
subscription type thing.
$30 a month, and I could see 3 movies a week. Any
Oh,
movie I
wow.
wanted. Like I could go IMAX, I could see the same movie 3 times. It was
That is
awesome.
very worth it.
Yeah, that
is-
is. It's
it
worth. It's
is.
worth it if
Especially
you have
like-
the time. You have to have the time to watch. enough
Because
movies.
if I go to
Yeah.
an IMAX movie, that's like an $18 ticket, and then I do that twice. Boom! I'm already made more. I got
In a
more
month.
for my buck.
not even like a week, it's twice in a
Get more
month.
bang for your buck.
Yeah, so
I'd say
it's-
we went to 2 movies a month back, you know, with paying full price, anyways.
I was
Yeah.
doing once a week, sometimes twice.
well, when you had the A list, I mean.
yeah, it was perfect.
Yeah.
Whatever, you know. It's we're coming up on the
Yeah,
new
I miss
normal.
Movie theaters.
Coming up
It
with
really
a new
do be
normal.
like that.
John Favreau, you guys familiar with him? He's a pretty cool dude.
Kinda.
I
Amazing
like
guy.
Kinda.
Yeah, he said, well, he confirms that The Mandalorian season 2 is on track. It will not be delayed.
Yes. Yes.
Well, they're filming like the
so
middle of a
good.
desert, so it's never an issue for them.
Yeah.
Really.
They actually film almost entirely indoors.
Wow.
Really?
It's very cool the way they do
I
it.
heard that. Yeah, I heard they use some sort of technology.
They
I don't know
use-
what it is.
It's like projection, but using Unreal Engine, which is for video games. You know, it's very cool that they
Yeah.
have the camera tracked in a virtual environment, so that when you move the camera, the screens around you, it's like they have like a oval, like a entire like a half a sphere, half an oval, you know, shape, where
Yeah.
the screen, it's all screens, and on the top of the screen, so you get real reflections, real lighting, and then the camera will move, like the environment and the screens will adjust for where the camera is, like the perspective.
How expensive is that though?
It's Disney, so
Disney is a monopoly.
It's their biggest show on Disney Plus.
It's the only show.
Probably
one of the main reasons why everyone got Disney Plus.
It's probably less expensive than making, like they used it for indoor shots. Even like when you went into the bar in the first episode, that was all digital.
Really?
Yeah, they used it for everything. I don't get it, but it is awesome.
That's insane. I mean, that could be really big for movies just in the future, like just
especially
really
now. You don't need that big of a crew right now.
Yeah, you could just get away with some cameras and some technology, and you're fine.
Yeah, so that's
and it looks good. Like I thought Mandalorian was shot.
Oh, you would never know
in Star Wars. You know, like I thought they built it all at that point.
Yeah, you would never know.
That's impressive.
You know, talk about impressive. I mean, these are some movies I hold near and dear to my heart. Mission Impossible 7 is expected to resume filming in September. I am so excited
that they're on the 7th movie.
They are so good.
There's some other franchises that are on 9.
Insane.
They are so good, these movies.
Wasn't 7 the one with Henry Cavill in it, or was that 6?
That's 6.
Really?
Are they really impossible? There's 7 of the missions? Like, come on.
Well, actually, they
fail every time.
Okay, we're gonna get a little ahead of ourselves. We'll come back to Mission Impossible. Don't worry. With our topic for today, our first 2 episodes we started off with the topic. You know, we got right into it. Now we're gonna slow it down a little for episode 3 here.
Are we now?
We wanna. You guys can get to know us. You know, we're gonna list some of our favorite things. You know, what we like, who we are. So I guess I'll start us off. We're each gonna do 3 of our favorite movies, our favorite TV show, a TV show we're currently watching. Oh, I skipped favorite franchise, but we're gonna do that too. I'm reading this out of order. My bad.
How dare you?
Our favorite artist, musical artist. I mean, we could do real artists if you guys really want.
Thanks, Steve. Let's go.
And our favorite video game. So I'll start us off with one of my favorite movies. It's The Nice Guys. Okay? Great movie. 2016 box office bomb. That's how you know it's good. Okay? It's Shane Black, who did Iron Man 3. So, I mean, I have a little consistency here. I vouch for Iron Man 3 hard. Okay, it's Ryan Gosling, Russell Crowe. One of them's a cop, one of them's a private investigator in the 70s on the porn scene in Los Angeles. It is so funny. It's one of the greatest movies I've ever seen. It's very witty, very sharp, and Ryan Gosling is he screams a lot. And yeah, highly recommend watching it. I believe it's on HBO currently.
2016 movie, box office bomb. Ryan Gosling screams a lot. That's what you need, right? That's
about porn stars.
Oh well, naturally.
Like, what more? And Ryan Gosling has a great mustache in it. Great, like 70s porn stash. Like it fits. It's awesome. So, Joe, I'll throw it over to you.
All right. So, I wanted to go with something a little bit less recognizable too. Well, not less recognizable, but less appreciated than it needs to be. Treasure Planet. It was a movie by Disney. It was one of their animated films, and it really just never caught any traction compared to the rest. Like,
it was a great movie.
It's a hidden gem in there. If you haven't seen it, it's beautifully animated with a really touching story, and it's goofy at times, but every Disney movie is. It's kind of necessary, but it's just, I don't know. It's criminally underrated. It's one of my favorite Disney movies. Probably my favorite Disney. Like, if you don't consider the rest of Disney's properties, you know what I mean? Like, it's my favorite, one of my favorite Disney movies.
I've actually never seen it.
You haven't still?
No.
Oh, you have to, man.
And Atlantis.
Yeah, Atlantis.
Those are the underrated Disney movies that people have to watch.
Haven't seen either of them.
That's an issue. They're just they're both so beautiful.
They just weren't in my childhood. Like I was somewhat aware of them, but just never saw them.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all there is to
What was your
decent about
childhood then?
If not animated Disney movies, how'd you get to this to become a movie lover?
Cinema.
Oh,
Okay.
like
we watched Citizen Kane on repeat.
Oh,
I was slapped with it.
How old are you?
age
How old are
3.
you? Jesus Christ.
And his parents didn't even turn it on for him. He got it. He went out, got Citizen Kane, turned it on.
That's actually another film I've never seen.
I was gonna watch it. I just didn't have the time. I really wanted to.
It's on my watch list in HBO Max, best streaming service.
All right. Well, I believe, yeah, that's all I've got to say about it. I think, Kevin, you're up.
That's all I gotta say about that. Wait, that actually is a good movie. So, my first movie recommendation is going to be The Dark Knight. I know we've talked a lot about DC in the past, but I feel like this definitely has to be mentioned because I think The Dark Knight is a great movie. Christopher Nolan, very good director, coming out with Tenet soon. And the most notable thing in the movie, Heath Ledger's Joker, which, in my opinion, can never be topped, even though Joaquin Phoenix came very close with Joker 2019.
Funny
Great
joke,
movie,
funny
deserved
joke.
the Oscar.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it's just a great movie. I like Christian Bale as an actor. He played a pretty good Batman. Up until that point, I mean, I'm sure the other guys in this podcast might disagree, but I think up until Christopher Nolan's Batman, he was kind of looked at like a joke. Besides Michael Keaton's Batman, but that's the only exception. But yeah, so my first movie is The Dark Knight.
Out of curiosity, what do you guys think is better, Batfleck or Christian Bale Batman? I don't know if he has a name.
Christian Bale Batman, easy.
Bale Man.
Really?
Bale Man.
Bale Man?
I really like Batfleck. Really,
I prefer Batfleck.
really enjoy Batfleck, and I'm excited to see more of him in Zack Snyder's Justice League coming to HBO Max 2021. Not sponsored, but we could be. Please.
Who's the new Batman coming out?
Pattinson. Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson.
That is going to be
I'm actually really
amazing.
interested in.
When I heard that at first, when you were telling me about that, Connor, I was like, this guy, I haven't seen him in anything other than I knew he was in Twilight, which is an issue.
That is
Like,
going to be
best movie
amazing.
I'm way more excited now. I think he's got so much potential for what it is, and I want to see him in an actual role, you know?
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in anything.
And I think
He's in Tenet, too.
Yes, he's in Tenet, and I think the Batman 2021, Matt Reeves, Robert Pattinson, best comic book movie cast.
Really?
It's got a star cast. It has one.
It's very excited. Anyways, off track. Connell, you got stuff to say?
Okay. My third movie on my list is Gran Torino. Now, I was gonna pick like a fast car, like driving movie, like Need for Speed, one of the Fast and Furiouses. But instead, I watched this today just because I saw it and I was like, hey, that actually looks really interesting. So all my explanations for the movies are just going to be whatever pops up from Google first. And retired auto worker and Korean War vet Walt Kowalski, played by Clint Eastwood, fills emptiness in his life with beer and home repair.
Classic.
Despising the many Asian, Latino, and Black families in his neighborhood, Walt becomes a reluctant hero when he stands up to the gangbangers who tried to force an Asian teen to steal Walt's treasured car, a Gran Torino, hence the name of the movie. An unlikely friendship develops between Walt and the teen as he learns he has more in common with his neighbors than he thought. So this movie caught me by surprise because I was just watching Clint Eastwood movies and I was like, hey, this is like his last one, I think. So I got, it's actually directed by him too. I got into it, and in the beginning, it's kind of like, okay, what's this movie going to really be? By the end, actually, like more of a heartfelt movie. I don't want to spoil anything. I'm just putting it out there. I really recommend this movie. So, yeah, that's all I got to say for this one.
Sounds
I always
good.
thought Clint Eastwood lived in like the 1800s, to be honest.
He's
To be
90
real.
and directed a film that came out last year.
I know.
Oh, did he?
I still
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the last one he like played in, because he plays the main character and directs it.
He's done a lot of directing, right? He's been a director for a long time now. But yeah, I've actually never seen Clint Eastwood movie that I know of fully. At least not a Western by him, which I know is his big thing, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I know they're legendary. Like they're supposed to be some of the best movies around. So.
I honestly think this month I've been watching a lot of Clint Eastwood. I might say this right now. He is, at the moment, my favorite actor.
Ooh. Bold claim.
I am sorry, Adam Driver.
Yeah, I was going to say, are you okay over there?
I know. I'm sorry. But it's really close. It's really close. It really is. But Clint Eastwood, man, he's just so good. Maybe I gotta watch a few more Adam Driver movies. Then I'll really be able to.
Yeah,
you have an even amount, you know.
If only there was someone who's seen all of Adam Driver's movies.
You can't let just the Star Wars movies.
I actually started Marriage Story, but I never finished it.
Phenomenal movie. I could mention it right now. It is one of my favorite
started
movies.
At school, but I just literally didn't finish.
You did like were you tired of it, or
work
you just
to do or something?
Oh, okay.
I just never got back.
Tired of it.
Yeah, no. It was actually really interesting. I just dropped it out of nowhere. I'll revisit it sometime.
So that actually plays perfectly into my next choice.
No way. Again?
I didn't go Marriage Story. Marriage Story is one of my favorite movies, but I didn't. I went for another film directed by Noah Baumbach.
So good at segues.
Noah Baumbach, my favorite director. I really hope I'm pronouncing his last name correctly, but I don't know. So Frances Ha. I believe it's on Netflix currently. Stars Greta Gerwig, his now wife. Also stars Adam Driver. Which, I mean, I didn't abandon my favorite actor like Connell did, but whatever.
I'm sorry. I'm not really that big into actors. I barely know any of them. Not gonna lie.
Fair.
It's black and
white.
Probably
count them with one hand.
So we got Greta Gerwig. Her name is Frances. She's mid to late 20s. Not too good at life, not too good at adulting. And we just see a couple of weeks with her. It's black and white. It was released in 2012. It's phenomenal. It's just I connect with it. It's just she's an aspiring dancer who gets caught up.
You.
Yes. I'm also an aspiring dancer.
Connor, why didn't you tell us this?
Yes. She's getting to the point where all of her friends are getting into relationships or getting married, and she's just watching her life go by, basically. So she decides to, make some choices on a whim, and we just get a couple weeks with her, and I think it's phenomenal. It's very weird, very quirky, and Adam Driver wears some cool hats. Like he just shows up wearing fedoras out of nowhere, and I like it.
That's all he cared about. That's the only reason he watched the movie.
It's phenomenal. I believe it's still.
Clint Eastwood, but if I see Adam Driver in a cool hat,
it's over.
It is. It's on Netflix. It's also in the Criterion Collection. Something I also hold near and dear to my heart. Anyways, Joe, you got a movie?
Well, real quick, Greta Gerwig. Is she she was the director for Little Women, right?
She did Little Women and Lady Bird. Yes.
Oh yeah, those two movies, high tier movies. All right, anyways,
I could have mentioned Lady Bird too. We're just gonna mention my entire list. It sounds like.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Right. So I was gonna talk about Logan here, but we've been going with some lesser known movies so far, and I've got one that I think fits. Logan Lucky. Logan Lucky was just. It's a few years old. I forget the year. Well, it didn't matter.
I think
it's a little summer movie.
2017, maybe.
Yeah, a couple years old now. It's a summer movie. It has a great cast. It's just all about a stupid heist. It's so fun to watch. There's no big stakes in it. Nothing, no big emotion. It's just a fun movie to watch. And of course, Adam Driver is in it, he kills it. He kills it just being Adam Driver, of course. But I mean, it has Daniel Craig in it. Is that his name?
Daniel Craig. Yeah.
Yeah, Daniel Craig. Had a couple other famous actors in it, but
Channing
again,
Tatum.
yeah, of course, need him in those.
Channing Tatum wears a Bob Seger shirt in it.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh,
Also to come later.
Of course. Dude, segues are all
we're
over.
just,
Right?
we're just foreshadowing, you know. It's just
Yeah. But overall, I mean, I think Logan Lucky is one of the most underrated just summer movies. We saw it. We saw it when it came out,
just
but
randomly.
no one ever talks about it at all, and it's so fun to
And
watch. It's
I think it's on Amazon Prime.
Is it? I don't know,
I think so.
but maybe.
What genre is it?
It's just a heist movie. I mean, action, you could call it.
Action?
Yeah,
It's
not
like
super actiony though.
It's like the Ocean
Is it like
movies.
a comedy action type
Comedy.
thing, or?
Yeah, comedy's
like,
part of it.
It's like the
Okay.
Ocean movies, but like Redneck Oceans.
Yeah,
Redneck Oceans 11.
they're all a
Love
bunch
it,
of rednecks.
love it.
That's you got.
Love it.
If you guys haven't seen it, I don't know if you two have. It's fun.
And
Just
Adam
something to
Driver
relax
does a
to.
southern accent, so
Oh,
Yeah.
wait a minute. What is it called?
Logan Lucky.
Logan Lucky.
Oh, I saw that movie. I love that movie.
It's like it's nothing
I know-
huge, but it's good.
It's brilliant, actually.
It's like it's amazing. All right. Again, not much more to say about this one either. So you're up, Kevin.
All right, so for my second movie, I am going to say Star Wars: Revenge of the Sith. In my opinion, prequel gang represent much
Let's
better than
go.
any other much better than any other trilogy in Star Wars, and that's a fact. And as I say that, there are people that scoff because they know that I'm right. Star Wars: Revenge of the Sith is hands down one of the best Star Wars movies. Mostly because
Let's take a note here. Whenever Kevin laughs when he's talking about, he's actually being 100% serious. He's not. This
this is-
joke.
this is sarcasm.
He's also laughing because he's sending penis in our group chat.
Hey! This is family friendly.
yeah.
Oh,
that's
come on.
family
You
friendly,
gotta know.
family friendly.
You gotta know what
Oh.
that means by now.
Now,
We're just
The
teaching the kids.
the reason I picked Star Wars: Revenge of the Sith, number one, the fight sequences. Oh
Beautiful.
my god,
Yeah,
Beautiful.
that's fair.
beautiful! The best lightsaber combat. It's just a masterpiece. It's just mwah. If you can't hear the microphone, I'm kissing my fingers and doing a mwah.
I mean,
it's
you're right.
just such a good movie. I
It's got
love
better-
Hayden Christensen. I feel like he did not deserve the hate that he was given. Ewan McGregor, great actor. I wish we could see more from him. Hopefully,
Beautiful.
Kobe comes out soon. Also, just plugged that. It's just a great movie. Like it's just such a good movie. You know, like the beginning, the fight in space, great.
Oh,
The banter between
this is where
Obi-Wan
the
and
fun
Anakin.
begins.
This is where the fun begins. Oh my god, the amount of memes that came from just
Oh.
one movie.
Oh,
All the
Incredible.
prequels, but yeah, this one
Amazing.
especially.
This
Do
one
it.
especially. Do it.
Do it.
hello there.
Like, it's just great. Great movie.
I mean, it's got better fight scenes than the entirety of the sequel trilogy combined.
Especially The Last Jedi.
Yes.
This movie by itself, its fight scenes are better than any
Mhm.
of the fight scenes in the
Yep,
sequel
and you
trilogy.
see-
and not to really bash the sequel movies, but I don't understand how they say that they have all this choreography when it looks like they just don't know how to fight.
They
Like,
just
at
spin
all.
around in
Like they
circles.
just gave two little kids sticks and they're just playing in the woods.
And they're swinging the sticks like they're 20 pounds each.
Oh, ridiculous.
And a little side note for the podcast, I am a fan of the sequels and The Last Jedi. The Last Jedi is also one of my favorite movies of all time. It's my favorite Star Wars movie because it's the best Star Wars movie. That's all I'll say about that.
Yeah, you would have thought.
All right, we can let him have his fun. All right. Yeah, prequel movies better than sequel movies. Anyways, continue.
Prequels will always be the best. But yeah, it's just a great movie. You get to see the rise and fall of Hayden Christensen's Anakin Skywalker, even though we kind of see that throughout the prequel. You really see it in this one, which is pretty cool. And I think I've watched, I mean, I'm not going to spoil it, but I think I've watched the final fight, the lightsaber fight, the duel. Probably
Duel of
well over.
Fates?
Yes. No, Duel of the Heroes.
Duel of the Heroes.
Yeah, Duel of the Hero.
Yes.
Duel of the Fates is with
With
Maul.
Obi-Wan.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. That the
yeah.
actual best fight scene in Star Wars.
Close, but I wouldn't say number one.
Okay,
But-
just keep on talking.
Yeah. Now I lost what I was gonna say. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Oh, my bad. How
I've
many times you watched
I've
it?
watched that duel at least over 100+ times.
I 100% believe you when you say that.
And like,
There's not a time when you're not like, yo, you gotta watch this edit of the Duel of Heroes. It's sick.
It's like once a week he sends me something related to that fight scene.
But it's always sick. I mean, he's not lying.
He is not lying.
I've broken
not
down
lying.
all the dialogue in that fight. Like, your heart will break if you like really pay attention to what they're saying. You know,
That's surprising. You paying attention to what someone's saying?
wow, that's crazy. All right, and Connor, you're up.
Connell, can I just interject something here?
Yes.
I believe it's Connell's turn.
No.
He gave you permission.
Connor.
I just remember this. Actually, when I said it's Redneck Ocean's 11, it's the same director as Ocean's 11. So he literally just created the same movie again, except Redneck.
And Adam Driver has one arm.
And Adam Driver has one arm. Yes, I mean,
There was a good segue that you said earlier with Adam Driver and one arm. Somehow, I was just like, I can't use this, can I? Because Connor's up there.
we just like Adam Driver in looking different. You know, if we can get Adam Driver,
in as many disguises as we can see.
Yes. So like we love Kylo Ren.
Mrs. Doubtfire reboot.
Yes, we need it.
We need it.
All right, Connell, go ahead. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
Let's take this way back. 1966.
Adam Driver wasn't born.
Genre, spaghetti western. Yeah, you know what it is. Another Clint Eastwood movie. Let's go. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay, so again, I'm reading off of Google. I'm just going to explain it. In the Southwest during the Civil War, a mysterious stranger, Joe, Clint Eastwood, and a Mexican outlaw, Tuco, yes. From an uneasy partnership, Joe turns in the bandit for reward money, then rescues him just as he's being hanged. When Joe's shot, the noose goes away during one escape, and he misses the noose. Sorry, can't read. And a furious Tuco tries to kill him. And in their new situation, they team up again to beat this sadistic criminal, aka Angel Eyes, and the Union Army to find $20,000. A lot of money. So this movie's a little long with 3 hours and 6 minutes. I do think they dragged it out a little bit. Some scenes can go a little shorter, but the amount of times they just make it so tense, like at the end, oh my God, I was just waiting there until, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but let me just say, it's very tense. The storytelling, it's a Western, so I mean, aren't all Westerns just amazing at stories? And yeah, the characters are just, oh my God, it's Adam Driver with that. I'm sorry.
For those who can't see, I'm spamming our group chat with pictures of Adam Driver from Francis Ha. You should watch it. It's very good.
Characters, I think Clint Eastwood, as always in his movies, portrayed a amazing character. The man with no name, you know?
Wait, so what was his name?
The man with no name.
No, what is it? Come on.
What's his name?
I'm pretty sure he just doesn't give it. He's known as the man with no name.
All right, I get you trying to be funny, Connell. Come on, take it seriously with the podcast.
his name in the movie is the man with no name.
All right, fine, funny guy. I get it. Don't tell me.
But yeah, I personally love westerns. Big western fan. And basically all the movies I like, there has to be a little bit of some sort of western connection. So yeah, that's my second movie on.
Okay, I don't have a good segue for this one.
You failed
I'm
us.
sorry, I didn't read your mind for this one.
Yeah, Adam Driver's out of this one. Sorry. So I'm once again.
And this is your number one.
Oh well, no. I was trying to go more obscure than my number one because I've talked about my number one to death, just not on the podcast.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. You want to honorably mention your number one?
I'll mention my number one. It's 12 Angry Men. It's this great,
Hell yeah,
great movie. Also on the Criterion Collection. I'm just gonna plug the Criterion Collection because I really like that. Yeah, it's this really great movie from, I believe it's 1957. I think.
Yeah, it's around then. 57, 56. I'll check.
Yeah, it's also a play, but it's just, it's about a jury who's got to decide the fate of a kid who supposedly killed his dad, and it's just awesome. It's one of Henry Fonda's best. Yeah, so definitely watch that. That's just honorable mention. Love that movie.
It all takes place in one room.
Yeah, it's
2 rooms.
just so like simple, but so much happens.
It's all about this. It's all about the characters. Anyways, continue.
Yes, so we're going back to 2016. Also somewhat of a box office bomb. I get the underrepresented movies here. I like to save them, give them a second life on the podcast that 5 people listen to. Okay, Sing Street. I love this movie. It's a coming of age story. That would be my favorite genre. I just, I like a good uplifting. The kid gets older, he learns lessons. B, the main character, his name is Connor, Conor. How could I not love it? We're a very underrepresented group here. Okay, and then I forget what letter I'm on. Am I on C?
I think you're at C.
Okay. It's a love story. Boy meets girl. How does he get girls' attention? He says he's in a band. Goes back to his friend. He said, "What'd you say to her?" I said, "We're in a band. We have to start a band." They make a band. And since it's 1980s Ireland, so it's all influenced off like Hall & Oates, Duran Duran. So the soundtrack is something I listen to in like my daily rotation of music. It is awesome. It's got really cool like music video sequences. It's just I love it. Definitely check it out. It's also becoming a Broadway musical. It was supposed to be out by now, but everything's a little delayed. Yeah, very cool. It's got not a lot of Jack Rayner plays the older brother, who's the best character in the movie. He was also in Midsummer. He was he was in Midsummer.
That's a crazy movie.
Crazy movie, but I was just trying to. Most of the cast are kids who haven't been in much else, so I was just trying to give a little. Yeah, love this movie. Music is awesome. I mean, it's just watch it. You might cry. The ending is one of my all-time favorite endings. It's very happy. It's big on brotherhood too. Whatever, watch the movie. It's not on any streaming. I'm sorry. Cough up a few bucks for it. It's worth it. That's it. All to you, Joe.
What movie is it?
Oh my God.
Sing Street. Anyways, Connor, you went on too long because you mentioned Midsummer.
I figured, but you didn't say anything. I figured.
But I couldn't. You were, dude. You were on a roll. You were on your number one.
If you had say something, I was gonna let you have it.
Okay.
I figured, but
what was it again?
Okay, so number one for me. We're gonna have to put it at Midsummer. God. Okay. So
please do not spoil it because I plan on watching it.
Okay, I will not spoil it. I'll do my best. It is a movie. Oh, it's what, 2019? Yeah, 2019. Recent movie. Very just under the radar as far as movies go, and it wasn't an A24 film, wasn't it?
Yes, it is A24.
Oh, it's A24. Okay, great company.
Something else I hold near and dear to my heart.
Yeah. Connor, there's so many things you're holding near to your heart right now.
This is just a very heartfelt episode.
Yeah, truly. Anyways, it is one of the most, like, as far as thrillers go, it is one of the scariest thrillers you watch. If you're worried, like, Kevin, are you okay? Can you chill? We're talking about a very serious movie here. Can you please relax? All right, I need you to chill. Anyways, so it's just one of them. It messes with your mind in every way, shape, and form. It's horrifying. It portrays things that are 100% completely real and possible that could happen in society at this point. It doesn't rely on jump scares. It doesn't rely on mystical supernatural things coming out. It's just people put into a situation where they have no way to escape, and they're trapped within the confines of people who obviously don't have their best interest in mind. It's the best psychological thriller I've ever watched by far. There's nothing that comes close to it. It will screw you up. You got to be ready. It's not just a easy movie to watch like Logan Lucky was. It's amazing.
And if I may say anything, it's I went in seeing this in theaters, had no idea what it was about, and yeah, I have not watched it since. In case you wonder, I would like to. Just have to mentally prepare myself.
Yeah, I watched it twice. And it didn't. I mean, the rewatch was just as good. It's so well made. All right. Yeah. So now, anything else, Connor?
Nope, all good.
That's Kevin.
Alrighty. So for my next movie, which I guess is now my number one, is The Wolf of Wall Street. And I'm sure some people in this podcast, Connor, could have guessed that already because I do talk about it a lot.
Quoted a lot.
Great movie. It is very long though. It's 2 hours and about 59 minutes, I believe. I don't know if that's exact.
Good, bad, and the ugly's longer.
Great movie, great acting. Leonardo DiCaprio, who I think is probably one of my top, if not number one, favorite actors. It's just I don't know how they got away with half the stuff they did. It did break the record for having the most F words in it, but I am not going to say it because this is a family friendly podcast. And probably the most gorgeous, beautiful looking person in the entire world, Margot Robbie. She's in it. She plays a pretty big role. It's just a funny movie. It's crazy the stuff that they do. I don't know if half of it is real, but just to think that it could have happened is pretty crazy in itself. But just Jonah Hill, he's a supporting actor, pretty good.
Kevin doesn't like supporting characters, though.
I do, only if they're good. Yeah, I mean, I can't really go into detail about the movie, but it's about the life of Jordan Belford, who is the founder of Stratton Oakmont, a stock brokerage company, and all that fun technical term stuff. Makes millions and millions of dollars and just pretty much parties and just does anything he wants. So I highly recommend you watch it.
Connell?
Are you okay, man?
Okay. My turn. I didn't know you were done. Okay. No real transition there. Okay. So my number one movie.
We have Connell.
Thank you.
It's a little late, but whatever.
So let's, instead of taking it back into take it a little bit forward, a little more into 1980. This is my absolute number one movie. And if you don't already know the story, I'm not explaining the story, not like I did with the others. I will be baffled. I would be very surprised. So, number one, Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back.
What's that?
Absolutely beautiful.
What's that one about?
It's really long. I think it's the longest Google search. That's the biggest reason why I'm not going to talk about the story that on Google. But Gins and Hoth, awesome Hoth battle. The rebels escape. Go to Lando. Lando stabs in the back, but then helps them. Crazy, but Lando is just such a cool character. I mean, it's okay for him to do that. I believe it's okay. But while Han and Leia are at Cloud City with Lando, Luke Skywalker's on Dagobah with Yoda, learning all the Jedi ways. However, he doesn't complete his training and and goes to save Han and Leia, but actually walks into a trap. And this is like, I'm pretty sure it's the first duel that Luke and Darth Vader have. And during this duel, Luke gets his arm cut off. Yeah, crazy. And then Darth Vader tells him that he's his father. Even more crazy. Imagine your dad that you don't know you're his dad yet, cutting off your hand and then telling you, I am your father.
Happened last week.
That's crazy.
If only they gave the character Luke Skywalker justice, awful with what they did after.
There's one big issue with the film that I'm noticing right here. Let me just be real. They don't have, some sort of side plot where two characters go to like a big gambling planet and they free a bunch of horses. So what's your defense for that?
You're insane. Dagobah, crazy.
Yep.
Sick. But Luke learns how to be a Jedi. At first, Yoda doesn't want to teach him, but then Obi-Wan comes out of nowhere. Yo, you gotta teach him. And then, while that's going on,
and wait, can
Luke
I just?
Han,
it's Puppet Yoda.
Not Luke.
It's Puppet Yoda.
Oh yes, Puppet Yoda. That's
Puppet
very important
Yoda.
to know. It is Puppet Yoda.
Ew.
That is.
And now, while that is
best.
going on, over in Cloud City, not Clown City. I can't speak anymore.
That's a different city. That's a different place.
Different city. Han and Leia go to Cloud City, meet up with Lando. Wow, the trap. Insane. The Empire was there before they got there.
What?
And this is when Han Solo gets frozen in carbonite. Crazy. Best bounty hunter in the Star Wars universe is in this movie.
Didn't do a single thing on screen.
Oh my god, are you kidding me?
He did nothing.
Oh my god, you two are insane. He basically does nothing in all of the movies. Don't get I love him, but he really does do nothing in all the movies. But that's when you got to go to Legends. You got to read Legends.
That are not
even though it's not canon. I know you're not going to do it. You have a pea-sized brain.
So they're not canon, so why would I bother? That means they're not good enough to even be considered canon.
It means you don't want to actually know the story. So if you don't want to know the actual story, don't even go trying to.
They're not part of the story.
Weren't they for a long time? Wasn't Legends part of it?
Yes, but Legends was basically the story for a long time, and then Disney took over. And then Disney basically said, yeah, scrap all that, we're making new stuff.
And then
however, they did take a lot of stuff from Legends and make it back into canon, so I mean, that's not that bad. I mean, they brought back Thrawn, which is one of the most brilliant Empire baddie.
Baddie? He's an insta baddie.
He's an insta baddie. He's a blue insta baddie.
Like Yondu?
Bladdy?
I think he's even badder than Yondu.
Dude, it's hard.
That's difficult. It's hard. Yeah, getting back on track. Vader says to Boba Fett, "No disintegrations." He's like, "What? What?" But I digress.
So much
Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, #1 movie.
That's a very respectable answer.
Yeah. All right.
So, favorite franchise. Now, I had a little question, but I've resolved it myself. Just gonna give you guys to ponder. Is a trilogy a franchise or no? It's just self-contained trilogy.
Yes.
It's a franchise.
Okay.
Franchises don't there's not enough franchises that are ever that are ongoing. You can't. That would mean Star Wars and Marvel are the only two franchises, pretty much.
Okay, well now I'm a little whatever. My franchise is Mission Impossible, but side shout out to Back to the Future, which Back to the Future 1 is one of my favorite movies.
I 100% think that would be a franchise. I believe that.
I was gonna, and then I thought I would do more traditional franchise, so I went with Mission Impossible, which
Fair
you
enough.
mentioned previously. Listen, I only just watched these like last month for the first time. And
Really?
they are phenomenal. I bought them all on a whim on Amazon. For like a box set of all the movies so far. It was like $30. I said, why wouldn't I do that for 6 movies? So just you don't think they can be impossible, but then they keep just coming. What?
Oh my god.
Then how are they impossible then?
No, because the whole story is it's Ethan Hunt, Tom Cruise, who works for the IMF. And so I was on like movie 3 and I still did not know what the IMF stood for. And then he says it, Impossible Mission Force.
Oh, okay. That explains a lot.
So it's very akin to like James Bond. You know, it's spy, it's espionage.
Yeah.
James Bond, another great franchise. But it's just Tom Cruise is a madman, does his own stunts, and every time they take it higher and higher. So
That is
actually,
crazy.
the first one I saw was the most recent one. I saw that in theaters just because people said it was good, and I was like,
Is that the one with the helicopter?
yeah. I was like, damn,
Oh my god.
this is good.
That stunt?
So then, like, I saw it and I was like, wow, that's worth ruining Justice League over. It was like Henry Cavill's mustache in that movie. Wow.
Beautiful.
So then I watched them all, and it's just, I think I did it all in like 3 days. I watched them all, and just because I have nothing to do. It's just like the first one is my favorite of them. It's Brian De Palma, who's known for horror movies. He did Carrie. I have another movie in my head that I can't think of what he did. But so the end, it's not a huge action set piece. It's just like filled with tension. You don't know what is going to happen. It's a slow, it's like a slow drip, You're just watching it, hoping nothing happens. The second one is the worst, but it's fun. They got like really stupid with the stunts that like none of it could happen, but it's so funny. Like that's just a bad movie, fun to watch. And the rest of them go up from there. Except I think the first one's the best. That's just my personal preference. But you get attached to the characters. It's very fun. I love it. Definitely watch them. Joe, favorite franchise?
Alrighty. Well, I mean, due to the rules we put upon ourselves, I think it's very fair to say Lord of the Rings, the entirety of the franchise. Does The Hobbit count?
No,
Maybe.
I
yes,
wouldn't.
No.
I wouldn't do that.
Same universe.
But I wouldn't do that to yourself.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that to myself because it kind of loses a little bit of credibility.
Like,
The Lord of the Rings trilogy, one of the best trilogies in all time. It's some of the just.
It's like they're an epic. That's
Yeah,
I liked Lord of the Rings before I liked. So I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings was okay. So the fact that they were all shot back to back to back really gave a whole like. It made it so unlike the new Star Wars trilogy, there was a story.
Yeah.
All going on at once. I mean, they also had more base material to work
It's
off
also
of,
it's
let's
a masterclass in storytelling and visual effects with what they
Yeah.
did at that time.
They did so much, making the hobbits look the way they did. They looked a little bit awkward at times, For 2001,
Big hairy feet.
no, like they moved weird. Is my point.
And they're 4 feet tall, and Gandalf is 8 feet.
Yeah, for 2001, it was insane what they did. The locations that were shot on New Zealand, right? It was New Zealand that
New Zealand.
shot on?
You can go
Beautiful.
visit Hobbiton and the Shire. That's on my bucket list.
Gollum, Gollum was a whole step up in technology for
Revolutionized
movies.
motion capture.
Yeah,
It's
because
Andy
before it was
Serkis.
performance capture, and just, like it was okay. Those movies are so important to the movie industry. One of the best trilogies. Great story. I mean, they left out Tom Bombadil, which is so sad, but we'll ignore that.
So necessary.
But they're just so good. There's nothing really wrong with that trilogy. I can't find. It's just all three of those movies are good. If you get to The Hobbit,
Just
don't.
if you get into The
worth a
Hobbit,
watch, but no.
just don't read the book. If you get
Yeah.
if you watch the movie, don't read the book. If you read the book, don't watch the movies.
Let's be real. It's because the Hobbit book is smaller than any of the Lord of the Rings books.
But it's
But they
phenomenal.
made 3 movies out of it anyways.
Yeah, they could have done it in 1 or maybe
It should
even
have been
2.
a 1 movie thing.
I could see it being 2 if you really wanted to, but it's really 1. The entirety of the 3rd movie does not exist in the book.
Yeah, they made that up, which is one of the worst, which is the worst movie of the trilogy. The first 2 are okay enough.
I like the first one.
But yeah, I mean, Lord of the Rings is probably the best franchise.
Definition of smog?
I think
That's the last one.
That's
That's
the second one.
Oh, second one, yeah.
The
'cause
last
third
one
one's
is the Battle of 5 Armies, which there are no 5
And there's
armies.
There's only 4 armies there.
It's like
Like,
Oh, wait a
whatever.
minute. Let's count it out. Dwarves, elves, the
like the whole.
Okay, so next topic.
I mean,
Okay,
honestly,
just to plug one
Yeah.
thing, Josh Gad just did a reunion. It's like an hour long with the cast of Lord of the Rings. It's a great watch. It's
yeah, I haven't seen
awesome.
that yet. I will though.
Yeah.
Legolas.
Definitely
Alright,
watch it.
anyways,
Wow, great transition. Great transition. Legolas in Lord of the Rings, played by Orlando Bloom. Wait, Joe, did you finish?
no, you're good. You're good. Go.
All right. Perfect transition here. Orlando Bloom, who played Legolas, am I pronouncing it right? Legolas.
Yeah, that's
Close
right.
enough.
Close enough. In Lord of the Rings, also played a character in Pirates of the Caribbean, which is the
Wait,
franchise.
can I ask a
will talk
question? Can I
about.
ask a question?
Maybe.
Is it Caribbean or Caribbean?
Caribbean if you're talking about the movies, Caribbean if you're not.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Talk about the place.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, honestly, I don't really care what people say. It just sounds like you're stupid if you say Caribbean when you're talking about the movie. That's just my opinion. Just putting it out there. Just saying. But
Kevin's calling people stupid, just for the record.
I am not.
Let the
You know, he
record
has a
show.
pea brain because he doesn't like Star Wars Legends.
If you're a faithful fan, you would already know that it's Caribbean. Oh my God, Caribbean.
Oh my God! Wait a
If
minute.
you're a faithful fan, you would know it's Caribbean. Okay,
If
you heard
you're
it
a
here
true
first.
fan- if you're a true fan, you would know that it's Caribbean and not Caribbean. These other fake fans are putting this false, whatever the word is, into my head. Anyway, Orlando Bloom played the character Will Turner. Great character. So obviously, I mean, if you haven't seen Pirates of the Caribbean, I don't know what you're doing because they're great movies. Some people in this podcast.
That was my childhood.
Yes, I agree with Connell. That was my childhood. I loved Johnny Depp playing Jack Sparrow. He did a phenomenal job. Johnny Depp is a pretty good actor.
Pretty good.
He's pretty good.
He's pretty good. He's been in a few things. Keira Knightley, she was okay. She wasn't really my favorite part of the movies, but she was okay. But like, it's just the thing I love most about these movies is just the visuals. Like, it's just like the tropical islands and the being on a ship in the Caribbean.
You like boats? I know someone who likes boats.
Boats?
I like boats.
Anyway,
Go.
what do you want to do, Joe?
Well, can we agree that it falls off after the third one?
I'm gonna get to that.
Okay.
So, it's made by Disney, based off of their ride, which breaks down every like 15 minutes.
I wouldn't
Fix it.
know. I wouldn't know.
Oh yeah, guys trip to Disney. So the first 3 movies are phenomenal, and what's crazy about it is I've seen on YouTube so many videos on how much they did right with leaving. Oh wow, I'm not gonna spoil it, but leaving dead man's chest on a cliffhanger because you don't really know what happens. But like, I'm gonna have to watch the video again. 'Cause I don't really-
Which movie is Dead Man's Chest?
So the first 3, the Curse of the Black Pearl, which I think did probably like the best out of all of these movies. Then it's Dead Man's Chest, and then At World's End. Now it goes, and then there are 2 more after that. But like Joe said, after the third one, it does kind of fall off the deep end a little bit. But they did kind of come back with their 5th movie, Dead Men Tell No Tales, which I saw in theaters. Very good. Actually, I shouldn't say very good. It was good. after watching the fourth movie because it didn't really do justice for the franchise. But I love it. It's just so good. The characters are great. You can really root for them. Yeah, villains are incredible. It's just, I think overall it's a pretty good movie. It's fun. It's nice. It's family friendly, kind of, and it's just very entertaining. And Kyle, it's up to you.
Okay, so my franchise is Star Wars. I do gotta say, if you want to get
into Star Wars.
If you want to get into something where you just can't stop wanting to know more about the universe, watch Star Wars. And then after that, go into Legends and all the other stuff they have. Because Star Wars is a franchise.
Read the comics. Read the comics.
Read the comics. They're actually amazing.
Watch the shows too. The shows are good.
The shows are really good.
And the spin-off movies.
We'll get to the shows. In our next bit.
Oh my god, foreshadowing.
First Star Wars, once you get that little taste of it and you're just like, oh wow, I like this. You just can't stop. You just have to know more and more and more and more. It's amazing. And it's something that has the content to just give it to you. There's just so much out there about Star Wars. You could just binge all you want. And
I have a question.
It's amazing. Yes.
What do you say to people who've never seen it? I'm not saying I'm one of them. I'm not saying that. I've seen them. Don't worry. But
I would say if they would want to get into watching it, I would say watch the prequels then original and sequels.
Really?
Yes, because it is really awkward how they put everything out there. And after that, if you really want to know more, just read the comics. The Darth Vader comics are amazing. The Thrawn books are amazing. And you won't even, with the movies just scratch the surface. There is so much more about Star Wars that people who just watch all the Star Wars movies don't know. And my biggest recommendation is if you want to watch Star Wars and you get through it and you want to know more, definitely go to Legends. It's not canon, but it's Star Wars. It's amazing. Okay. I finished my rant.
Now, favorite TV show. I'm not big into TV. I've seen my fair share, don't worry. But this is a very recent show. I think it concluded before 2020 started. I don't remember now. Watchmen, HBO's limited series from Damon Lindelof, who was the creator of Lost. He did The Leftovers for HBO also, yes. So Watchmen. It's a sequel to probably the greatest comic book ever written, at least one of. It's phenomenal. I highly recommend reading the comic beforehand, but there's also a movie by Zack Snyder that is mostly faithful except for the end. Changed the ending, but you can piece together or just look it up what the actual ending is. Whatever. The show, it's 15 episodes, I think. It's phenomenal. I don't know what else to say about it. It's just awesome.
Watch it.
Watch it. It's Regina King, who's awesome. It's Jeremy Irons, love him. He was Alfred in Batman v Superman. He's Scar in Lion King. He's very famous actor. They didn't reveal who he was playing until I think probably the first trailer, maybe. Or I just remember they put out like a cast sheet, and for his character they just put who I am, and I mean, I knew who he was. It's just read the comic, watch the movie, then watch the show. It's actually like a real continuation of it, and they executed it so well. It's a very weird comic book too, so you don't think how could they do that, and they did. It's awesome. except it's not approved by the comics creator, but Alan Moore's a little insane and he regrets selling off the rights to DC. But whatever, that's his problem. Yeah. And it's a better sequel to Watchmen than Doomsday Clock was, because Doomsday Clock is whatever. DC kind of messed that one up. I didn't even finish reading Doomsday Clock. Whatever. Yeah. Okay. Watchmen. Watch it. Comes out on DVD on the 15th, I believe. So yeah. Or it's on HBO right now. You can just stream it. Go ahead, please. Joe, favorite TV show?
All right. Actually, so I had Punisher here. I had it here.
That was a good one.
I've been thinking. Punisher's great. Punisher's amazing. But one of the best shows I've ever watched, or probably the best show I've ever watched in its entirety, is House MD. Because the main character is just one of the best characters ever made. But like, hilarious, a genius. He's got like the whole Sherlock kind of thing going on for him. That's a little bit what the show is based off of. But the way he interacts with people and the way he learns over the course of, I think it's like 8 or 9 seasons. It's a long show. It's a lot to get into. There's just the character development over that time is very impressive. And there's also it's important to note it's one of those like medical drama shows, but the drama isn't really the focus of it in any way. It's mostly just the characters, like and the case that they're working on, and how the case goes with their real lives. What were you trying to say?
How graphic does it get for some of our people who get a little queasy around blood?
Good point.
Not myself. I'm just asking.
It gets relatively graphic. They do those like fancy. Here's the shot of inside their body, which obviously it's not actually inside their body, but like here's what is happening there.
They
it's
don't use real people?
No, they do not put cameras inside of real people for the show.
That discredits it a little. It's
you'll see some graphic stuff in it. It's not a kid show in any way. Definitely something you have to be ready to watch. There's some very serious topics dealt with on it. That are dealt with too. What's his name? The creator of Hamilton actually is in it for a little bit in one of the later seasons.
Yes, Lin-Manuel Miranda.
He's amazing at it. He's hilarious.
He's
but
a genius.
It's like, I don't know. I forget it every once in a while because I watched it so early on, but it was one of the first TV shows that I sat and binged and watched and couldn't stop watching. It was on Netflix when I watched it. I don't think it is anymore, but since I already talked about Punisher, I figured this is better to put up, and it's great. It's amazing. So not much else to say about that. I believe it's Kevin now.
I believe it is. All right, so doing TV shows. Now, for my TV show, I'm pretty sure half the world has probably seen this show one way or another. Now, for my show, it is Stranger Things. Yeah, clap it up. Woo! Yeah, great show. And the reason why it's a great show is because it's a great show. It takes place in the 1980s, and fun fact, it was actually going to be called something else than Stranger Things, and it was going to take place on Long Island in Montauk. It was going to be based off of the laboratory that's actually out east on Long Island, and it was going to be called the Montauk Project until the creators, the Duffer Brothers, changed it to Stranger Things, and it's in Hawkins, Indiana. Great cast, great, plot. What I think what I love the most about it is the music, how it's all like the synthesizers, and it's incredible. Like it's very retro, and I just love it. Old school, yeah, that's the word. Very old school. I love the characters. They're cute. They're young. It's just
they're cute, Kevin.
So good.
They're cute and they're young.
That's all.
Why do you have to sexualize everything? Why do you have to sexualize everything? All right, God.
You said it, not me.
Anyway, back to what I was saying. Another fun fact, I dressed up as a character from the show.
Oh my god, you're so quirky and unique.
Kevin was the only one who did this for Halloween this year too. Only one.
I actually did not see any other pictures, so I guess I wasn't.
Why would we be joking about that?
Because you guys think that the sequel trilogy is actually good, and that Luke Skywalker had, a good send off. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Stranger Things, 3 seasons so far. They're coming out the 4th. I don't know when it's going to come out, given the what's going on in the world. I just love that show so much, and I've watched it. I don't even know how many times. It's just cute. Yes, I'm using cute again, and I'm just gonna stretch this so much because
cute is scary.
Yeah, it actually is a little bit scary. They do play some music from that is from the 80s. I thought that was pretty cool. Stranger Things, easily #1 favorite TV show. I have nothing bad to say about it. You need to watch it. God, it's so good. What else can I say about this show?
Okay, Connell.
Okay, my turn.
Good idea.
I'm gonna keep it kind of short and sweet because I know most people aren't watching this by now. Okay, so
they tapped out a while ago.
Kind of refer to this in the franchise part, but let's just take a listen to what genre this is. Space Western. Holy moly. How can anyone not like this? It's literally the 2 best genres smashed together. The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian. This is a must watch. Sorry, I can't speak anymore. Just getting a little too heated about these rants.
Are you now?
Yes. So this show, very good. It is actually cute, not scary. Best small character that has been in any shows that I've watched. Great character. Love his design. I love how you don't know. It's basically like Clint Eastwood, man with no name. I mean, you get to know his name, but in this, you slowly get to learn his backstory. And I feel like that's just going to be amazing how we figure out what he's been through, how he's been brought up to this status of the Mando, the Mandalorian. Love it. Okay. I said I was going to keep it short and sweet. So I'm going to send this off to the next topic. Connor?
TV show that you're currently watching. Now, I'm at a little limbo period right now. I finished this last weekend. I finished season 1 of Doom Patrol. It's on HBO Max. I spend a lot of time on HBO Max. It sounds like I do. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It's also on DC Universe. If you have that, I doubt anyone does. Yeah, crazy. Probably one of the weirdest superhero TV shows, but also weirdest TV show I've ever seen. It's like I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know who the Doom Patrol were before this show. I know there are some people.
No,
yeah, they're like obscure comic.
I'm still confused about it.
Yeah,
I only watched the beginning.
It's awesome. It's nuts. It's hilarious, but it also tackles some like real issues. A great cast. It's Brendan Fraser, who was like in retirement from the Mummy movies and George of the Jungle and all that, and I'm just happy he's got a job again and he looks like he's having fun. I love Brendan Fraser. It's Matt Bomer, who I also really like. Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
What's
he in?
Doom Patrol.
Oh.
He's the Invisible Man?
He's Robot Man.
Oh, that's what I meant. Yeah, my bad.
Robot Man.
That's a very classic
It's hilarious. It is definitely not PG or PG-13. Lots of explicit language, but it's worth it. So it's got Timothy Dalton, former James Bond. It's awesome. It's so weird. Gets a little graphic at times, sex-wise and blood-wise, but it's awesome. Definitely watch it. Give it a try. It might be too weird for you. Good music. Yeah, it's just, I love it. Season 2 is coming out at the end of this month, so that's why I wanted to finish season 1. But yeah, definitely recommend it. Joe, you got a TV show you're currently watching?
That's a good question, and no, I don't really. But I was watching Supernatural for some time this summer because it's a show I've heard so much about, and I needed something to do. know. And I have to say, if you haven't watched a show and you're interested in any way, you need to watch it and then stop after season 2 ends.
Quit while you're ahead.
It's really good. The first 2 seasons. The first 2 seasons, I couldn't stop watching. You know, I spent every night, multiple episodes a night, just watching while after school. It was great. And then I got to season 3 because season 2 was the end of what the story was meant to be. You know how TV shows do that. Like, here's what the story is from the first episode, and then season 2 is where it ended. But then they kept going for, I think they're on season like 14 now. So can't imagine they held that much of a story continuing, but whatever. So after season 2 ends, that's when you need to stop watching the show. But it's so good for those first 2 seasons. I've since stopped watching. Just been busy. It didn't get bad necessarily, just lost its train of thought. So
yes, I will say I watched maybe until like season 10, I think.
Yeah.
It definitely has its moments, but very bad fan base. Oof.
Yeah, the fan base is also horrible for it, so don't become one of them. But just if you wanted a good show to watch the first 2 seasons. If you liked it a lot, you can continue. It's still the same show in a way, but it loses its direction after that. But
great use of Kansas. Carry on, Wayward Son. Great use.
I haven't heard it come up yet, but fair enough. That's all I got to say, Kevin.
That's all I have to say about that.
2 times.
Yes. Honorable mention, Forrest Gump, great movie, watch it. So current TV show that I'm watching would be, well, actually I just finished it not too long ago, so I'm gonna consider it currently watched or whatever. It's not. Yeah. Anyway, it is the show Outer Banks, and this show, I'm gonna be honest, it's kind of hard to get into at first because like it's a little cliche. It's a little like, are you kidding me? Like, this is just stupid. I felt that at first. I'm gonna be completely honest. I was so against watching it, only because like everybody kept saying how like this and that about it, how good it was, and I was like, nah, it's probably really stupid. It's just another Netflix show. But well, I mean, it is. But like, I don't know. Like, I gave it a chance. I watched it. I thought it was pretty good. Plus, the character who plays Sarah in it, oh my god, she's so good looking.
She's such a nice person. That's what you're supposed to say.
Please marry me. But like, there's a few characters that are kind of cool. The main character, I'm not a huge fan of. Like, it's a little. He I don't know what word to use. But like, he's basically like an e-boy, and he doesn't deserve the hype that he gets.
Is this John B?
John B. Yes.
Yeah, I just know
John Bernthal. Yes, John Bernthal is an e-boy. Let's disagree.
But like, it's pretty good. It's the one thing that I do have to admit though, they are very good at cliffhangers. Even though you could just binge the entire show, every time you finish an episode, it makes you want to watch the next just to find out what happens. You know how some TV shows kind of are like, like it starts off slow, picks up. Whoa, this happened, and then it kind of simmers down a little bit. But like this one, it keeps the momentum going, and completely tells the story throughout the entire show. And it's cute. It's another cute TV show that I think you should watch. But the only reason I think that it became so popular is because it came out during a certain time. And that's a certain thing that's going on in the world, which is the only reason why it was so popular. If it wasn't, then it wouldn't be as big, but it's pretty good. So I think you should watch it.
Okay, I guess I'm up.
He doesn't give you a warning. He makes one of my warnings and then just
it's just silent. It's just silent. Okay, so I'm like bouncing between shows. I already watched one of the shows, but I'm like, okay, you're laughing. Let it all out.
It was just silence. I don't know. For some reason, every time I finish talking, I just think that you're gonna pick up for some reason.
So
I mean,
basically,
can't you tell by the way that I speak that I'm pretty much wrapping up? I'm like, yeah, it's a good show, and I think you guys should watch it. I think that's a pretty good.
All right, Connell, just start. Connell, just start.
Yes. Okay, so I'm basically jumping back between two shows. One show I already watched. The one show I already watched, I'm just gonna say both of them because I'm gonna talk fast here. The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. It's a Western drama. Yes, big Western guy.
Oh my god.
It's really just 6 like different like Western style stories, but they're all like they have their own little like weird twist to all of them. Okay, that's basically it. Now the next one, the one that I'm like really, really getting into, the one that I haven't already watched, is Hunters on Amazon.
Is that a Western?
No, it is not. It's actually about Jews hunting Nazis in the U.S. It's kind of crazy. Actually, it's really, really crazy.
What's it on?
It's on Amazon Prime.
Lit.
Yeah. I highly recommend it. Once you start watching it, it's just gonna blow your mind.
Will it now?
Yes. Okay. Next topic.
Next topic. Favorite musical artist, or you can go real artist if that's really what you want. I mean, shout out to Da Vinci, big fan.
Banksy.
Now, my favorite musical artist is Bob Seger. Now, I'm not a huge fan
Take those old records off
of newer music. I'm a classic rock fan, so Bob Seger fits perfectly. Saw him live last year. Yeah, it kind of sucks. It poured. Yeah, Bob Seger, you know his songs, okay? You might have seen Risky Business. You know, if you haven't seen the movie, you know the scene. Tom Cruise dancing in his underwear to old time rock and roll. Okay?
Sliding across the floor.
Yeah, you know the scene even if you haven't seen the movie.
Yeah. It's been redone a billion times over.
It's in like a Pizza Hut commercial or Domino's commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't miss it.
I mean, great songs, okay? You've probably heard his songs in movies. I mean, you got Turn the Page, which I believe Metallica does a cover of. I don't like it, but you might have heard it, you know. Main Street, Hollywood Nights. My favorite is Still the Same. Great song. You know, it's not hardcore rock and roll. It's slower. So yeah, I don't know. Totally recommend Bob Seger. Against the Wind, great song. You know, just Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band. It's the way to go. Joe, who you got?
All right. Mine, I've been completely static on my pretty much entire teenage life. I think Billy Joel is one of the best singer-songwriters in like history. But I don't know. There's so many songs I could list off. Everyone's heard New York State of Mind. Everyone's heard Piano Man. Everyone's heard Uptown Girl. Everyone knows those songs.
Where are you getting these from?
And they're just I don't know. I've listened to all of his songs. I have I think every single one of them in my like my usual playlist. But like I never get tired of any of them. They're all so good. They all have so much like meaning to them. They all have some sort of feeling behind them. I used to listen to a radio station he was on, and he would explain all of the songs that were playing on that station. That they were all his. Like hearing the story behind the songs, I think that put a big, that really helped, help me form my opinion of him. But all of it just, he's done so many great albums, so many great just one hit, like so many great songs that everyone's heard, and then just so many songs that people need to hear but haven't because the other ones are just drowned out, they're overplayed. But I don't know. I think he's going to be my favorite for pretty much ever. He's so good. And Kevin, it is now your turn.
Right. So the artist that I am going to recommend,
I
haven't brought this up before. Oh God. It is
and that's our show, folks. Thanks for listening.
His name is Kygo. Yeah. Now, Kygo is a great musical producer and DJ. He's a great artist. He actually just came out with a new album recently. It's called Golden Hour. It's okay. It's not one of his best works, but pretty good. If you really want to get into him, listen to Cloud9. Very good album. Love it. It's very tropical if you like tropical music. It is electronic dance music, EDM. And yeah, it's just Kygo is just such a great guy. Very, very good looking, great artist, tons of music that he has. I think he has over like 80 something songs. And that's the artist that I'm going to talk about.
All right, now,
so
anyone got a real artist?
That I am up. So my favorite artist, first of all, I listen to all kinds of music. I'm pretty sure just the one type of music I really don't listen to is like techno, like music, like that kind of
Kygo
stuff.
music.
Like
Yeah.
But I don't listen to music that Kevin listens to. But I literally listen to
there are different
everything else from rap to country
of EDM. There are different subgenres. Techno is a subgenre. It's not the entire thing.
Hey guys! Imagine having a PE brain. Okay.
Hey guys.
So my artist is
Izzy
Trippie Redd.
now.
So Trippie Redd,
Imagine liking awful
he's a rap artist. He's someone no matter what I'll always come back to. That's the thing. That's why he's my favorite artist. And my favorite is Brian Donnelly, known professionally as Cause. He's American artist and a designer that takes a lot of like retro 90s cartoons and stuff and like puts his own spin on it and everything. Really cool stuff. You should go check it out.
I was really confused where you're going for a second, then you went literal artist.
You hit us with it.
Okay. Our final topic category, because this is a long episode. I apologize. No one's listening.
If you make it to this point, we will make merch and send it to you.
Don't make promises you can't keep. My favorite video game is it's Spider-Man PS4. It's very recent. I bought a PS4 just to play this game, and I do not regret it whatsoever. It is awesome. It got the essence of what Spider-Man is, which a lot of things struggle to, which I don't think it's that hard to get, but whatever. It's a great Spider-Man story, and I highly recommend it. And it's just like an awesome game. Like the swinging mechanics, it's like therapeutic just doing that.
I feel like the Spider-Man in that game is Tobey Maguire. Just to put that
really?
there.
I think it's an older Andrew Garfield.
It looks like a mix of the two. Like visually,
I think
he kind of looks like a mix.
He looks like the ideal Peter Parker. Like he looks
like all three, kind of.
Yeah.
To some
he
extent.
looks like a video game character.
Whoa.
Really?
And then I just have to mention this another video game that bombed. I was so excited for it. It was an Xbox exclusive, so I mean that's why it bombed. It's Quantum Break.
That one, yeah. That's old, right?
Oh,
like kind of old.
Yeah, it's probably like 2014, maybe.
Yeah.
So it has a really cool mechanic of like the whole story is you broke time. And so you have superpowers where you can stop time, like you trap your enemies in like frozen in time, and you can still run around and just mess with them. That is so cool. I think if done well, that would be awesome. But the game had a very weird mechanic where you'd play for like an hour and then you'd watch an hour-long TV show where it was like the same actors who played the game, but they were also in the show. Like it was a cool way of storytelling, but just ultimately did not pan out. But I think if you took those mechanics, you could have a really great game. All right, Joe?
To be clear, you did not purchase a PS4 to only play Spider-Man. You have used it otherwise. It's not just collecting dust.
No, but that was was the reason of buying.
That was the reason. Yeah, but wasn't it Anthem too? Well, not that we want to discuss Anthem.
It was pre-Anthem. I had no idea about Anthem.
Which is a great segue into my game now. Okay, so my game is like Spider-Man PS4. It is a PS4 exclusive. It is the newest in the God of War series. This is a sort of reboot of the series. This is where it's more now Norse mythology when it used to be Greek mythology, I believe. And as far as like, I don't know what genre you put this game in. It's like It's like a beat 'em up.
Yeah, I think
What was that?
Action adventure.
Adventure beat 'em up.
Yeah, it's an adventure beat 'em up because you're fighting. It's most enemies are just trivial. You just gotta get through them. But the story, the game looks. It's probably one of the best looking games out.
It looks really
period.
good.
I can't. The mocap is amazing because there's a mocap actor for
They did mocap?
Kratos. Yeah. Did you remember that wrestler who died the other week? He died saving his son from drowning. That was the
really?
That was the guy who did Kratos.
Oh wow!
Look it up. It's horrible, unfortunately, but he did great on Kratos. Kratos looks so lifelike. It was the game's story is so fun to follow. Even if you didn't play the other God of War games, which I didn't, it's a game you can play as a new start. I had some other friends tell me about the other games just to get background, and it still doesn't matter. It's a beautiful game. The story is beautiful. The visuals are beautiful. The gameplay is so addicting. It's a great RPG kind of system that it has going for it, and I can't wait. It's going to be a trilogy. The next one's coming out, I assume, soon after the release of the PS5. But that's all I pretty much have to say about that one too. It's a great game, and if you have a PS4, and I think it's $40 now. It's probably even cheaper. You gotta pick it up.
It's probably on sale now.
That's all I have to say about that.
Days of Play is going on, so it's probably on sale.
Yeah, it probably is. All right. Well, Kevin, it is now your turn to talk about your favorite video game.
That is a clear handing off, Kevin.
Handing
take
off
notes.
All right. So, for my favorite video game, it is Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Oh,
Fantastic game.
Great developer.
All right. So, Star Wars Battlefront 2 is a tale of a video game that was mistreated by awful companies, but it soon prevailed and became a great, great video game. I'm a faithful fan of this game. It is made by EA and DICE, but pretty much mainly DICE. But EA kind of just likes to profit off of things and really stretch the money out of their fans. But this game, fantastic. I can play it all day, all night, and I just annoy my friends asking to play because I know that they will enjoy it so much.
Yeah, your friends. There's multiple.
Friend.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a great game. You get to play as Anakin, Obi-Wan, General Grievous, you name it. Like, there's just so many great characters that they added in for free. It was actually for free. I just think this game deserves more credit because the amount of controversy that it got when it first came out with like microtransactions and all that, but they completely revamped the game, and I'm so upset that they stopped supporting it, which honestly I think they would have done very well if they continued. But that also just leaves the door open for a potential Battlefront 3, which I hope to God there is. It would really be the cherry on top. Great game, great gameplay, and it's just such a great game. I love it.
Okay, so I'm guessing it's my turn to go. My pick.
I wasn't finished.
Yeah, too bad. No, you can go.
Nah, I was just gonna say, and Carl, now it's you.
Yeah, funny guy. I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. I'm a big video game guy, but one game really got me when I was a child, just watching my brothers play it, is Borderlands. But I'm not going to go with the original. There's 3 Borderlands games. I wish I could just choose them all. But I'm just going to pick the most recent Borderlands 3 because I heard there was DLC coming up, and I'm really hyped about it.
Aren't there 4?
So, what'd you say?
Sorry to interrupt. Aren't there 4? There's the first, second, pre-sequel.
Well, it's called like the pre-sequel.
Yeah,
I'm talking about
the games.
Like the actual title, Borderlands 3.
Yeah. All right, you can keep going.
So yeah, that's my pick for my favorite video game, and I'm psyched to hear that there's going to be DLC because it's been very quiet. Not gonna lie, I was kind of upset to learn that it was going to be quiet for so long. But now that I hear some news coming out, I'm getting hyped. Okay. As I said, I'll keep it short and sweet, and that is my pick for my favorite video game.
And hey, those are our favorite things. Now, as always, we're going to recommend some stuff that we love, aside from all this stuff that we already love. We love a lot, apparently. So, I guess I'll just start us off with my recommendation for the week. Okay, another HBO Max find. Blindspotting. Ooh, 2018 film. It's incredible. It's probably on my favorite movie list. I watched it twice this week, 2 days in a row, because of how much I liked it. It's very poignant to the time we're living in right now. There's a lot of important messages that I think people should take notes of. And it's just like, it's Oakland, California, two guys trying to live their life. And it's Daveed Diggs, who was in Hamilton. So I'm a big Hamilton fan, so I enjoyed that. And Raphael, maybe Casal. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Who's also in just HBO's Bad Education. They both, I believe, they wrote it. Yeah, awesome, great story about race relations. And yeah, watch it on HBO. It leaves June 30th, so soon.
All right. Well, Connor's pulling a bit of a Kevin right there, but
I figured.
do what I must.
I figured, but okay.
Yeah, I didn't know we had to have recommendations for this week because I thought we just recommended about 7 things each.
We
However,
gotta keep the consistency.
I do have something. I do. I'm on my feet. I got this. A movie I wanted to talk about today that didn't get to the list is Uncut Gems.
Ooh, baby.
Up there with the Adam Sandler greats such as Click and Pixels. You have Uncut Gems. You have Uncut Gems. But seriously, those are joke movies. Uncut Gems. It was the most stress-inducing movie ever, and in a good way. It kept you on, like, you were on the edge of your seat the entire time. Things were constantly happening. There was no break. You were never sitting there like, okay, that just,
like,
it just all blew over.
You might not be able to enjoy the movie with how much stress you're in. It just
gotta be, yeah. It's horrible.
Is that why I hear from people that it's a really bad movie?
Yeah,
like the worst movie ever.
They couldn't handle it. Okay, they're gonna handle the neutron style.
It's A24.
It really helps. I think the most important part of that movie is what you have to do is you have to go in and watch it like I did, which is having to pee for the entire second half of the movie. I was in pain after the movie ended. It was that bad. No, not the movie, but the amount of stress of watching that final sequence, as well as having to pee at the same time, it was great, amazing. It's such a fun movie to watch. Well, if you can handle the stress of it, it's an anxiety attack in a movie, as Connor put when he recommended it to me. And that's all I've got to say.
And I just gotta say a little thing about Adam Sandler. If you want to see him in another serious role, Punch Drunk Love. It is a phenomenal movie. Yeah, that's all I'll say about that. Just
all right, then. Kevin, would you like to give us your recommendation?
That's all I have to say about that. All right. Recommendations. Correct?
Yep.
Yes, we're there.
Hey, nice. So what I'm going to recommend for this podcast is Kygo.
I'm out. Bye, guys.
For those of you that don't know, Kygo is a Norwegian DJ and music producer. He recently just came out with a new album called
Is it some of his best work?
It's not really his best work.
Okay, just curious.
Better, but if you really want to get into him, I recommend his album Cloud9. Very tropical. It's a tropical house or electronic music. It's a subgenre of EDM, which is electronic dance music. And yeah, it's just a great, great guy. Music, I love it. I think you guys would really like it. It's pretty good. It's nice and good vibes, and it's just a lot of fun. And I love that man with all of my heart.
Kevin's not coming back to the rest of the podcast.
I really think you guys might like it.
My recommendation
He's a very
is
good guy.
Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Very good movie. The visuals are pretty sick.
More tropical vibes
the storytelling's cool. And
Needs-
yeah,
it
that's
needs
what I
more
recommend.
skills on
It's on
sound to
Netflix.
it, but I think it's pretty
If you have
good.
Netflix, you just watch
I'm not
it.
a huge fan of the vocal chops, but you know.
Great movie, Coddle. Great movie.
Thank you.
I've never actually seen it. I've actually never seen Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Is it like I've
Really?
heard great things. I've never heard a bad thing about it.
It's actually on my favorite movie list. We're literally
Yeah.
covering my entire list.
Is it worth
Sorry.
it's worth it to watch it someday
Yes.
soon?
Yes, absolutely.
Do you guys know how you can watch it?
Oh.
Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Netflix. I just found
It's
Netflix.
Edgar Wright,
Yeah.
director of
I
Baby
couldn't really hear you
Driver.
over the tropical house.
smoothie sounding
Tropical smooth. Ooh, we should get that.
Trop Cafe. Let's do it. Next podcast, Trop Cafe.
Guys,
Alright,
take a trip to Trop
Guys,
Cafe.
in the
take a
morning.
trip to
Hey.
Tropical
I definitely need to give it a view. All right. Anyways,
Hey,
View.
that's our podcast. If you,
Have a good one.
I really hope
Sorry
you
for
listened.
taking so long,
See
Yeah,
you
guys.
later.
I really hope you
this
listened.
Probably
to this
no one
long.
has made it until this time.
Yep, no one's
if you
here.
had-
So
I told you guys it would take a while. Let's be
If-
real.
if you're still here, please somehow contact us.
Please like and subscribe.
And,
You can
and
join the podcast, please.
if you're listening
the
this far,
podcast.
please tell us.
The code
Wait,
word,
yeah, we have to say code word. What's the
Code
code
word.
word? The code word is The Last Jedi rules. Okay, if you listen this
And
far,
If
please.
the code word
you will be
is
entered in
the
a raffle to
prequels
be
are
the
best.
new fourth person
to
in
replace
the podcast.
Kevin on the podcast.
We're picking
The
the same
code word
recommendation.
is Revenge of the Sith.
No, it's already The Last Jedi rules. Sorry. Hey, thanks.
The Last Jedi blows.
Thanks for
And it is
listening.
Hey, okay,
good.
guys. Thanks for coming in. Thanks
yeah.
for tuning in. Even if you even watched 5 minutes, maybe even 30.
Yeah,
Hey, if you
hey.
made it all the way through, you rule.
And hey,
Yes.
we have a YouTube channel.
Thank you
Maybe
for
you should
coming.
subscribe there. And rate us 5 stars. And hey,
Love
thanks.
you.
Stay safe.
Woo!
Goodbye.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.